The member for Calare.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Agriculture and Water Resources. Will the Deputy Prime Minister outline to the House how the government is backing hard-working regional Australians and spreading opportunity through our decentralisation agenda? And is the Deputy Prime Minister aware of any threats to regional employment and our plan to drive the economic development of regional Australia?
The Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
Well, Mr Speaker, I thank the honourable member for his question, and I can understand how he has a great interest in decentralisation, especially after the Regional Investment Corporation. We've started the process of establishing that in Orange, in a regional city, building on what they already have there with Paraway Financial from Macquarie Bank, with the investment unit of rural investment in the National Australia Bank, with the regional the Department of Agriculture. With this is a belief in decentralisation, belief in creating that centre of excellence in and around Orange. And of course, our belief in decentralisation doesn't stop there. Of course, we have the Fisheries RDC going to Adelaide, and I know the member for Sturt is very interested in that. The Grains Research Development Corporation to Toowoomba, to Dubbo, Perth and Adelaide. APVMA, and we know here a lot about that, to Armidale, to make sure that we create a centre of excellence in Armidale. And of course the Rural Industries Development Corporation, to the Cedar Riverina, to Wagga. And the Murray-Darling Basin Authority, we're establishing new offices there, especially in Wodonga. This is all about our belief and a vision for regional development. We have that vision that is not only held by us, but held by so many others. In a recent Senate inquiry, we received 200 submissions. 177 supported decentralisation and only 4 were against. One of the councils that supports decentralisation is Cessnock. And this is what the Cessnock Council said in the member for Hunter seat. The Cessnock City Council is fully supportive and advocates strongly for decentralisation of government bodies to regional areas. This includes Commonwealth entities with agricultural policy and regulatory responsibilities. And of course, and I'll take the interjection from the member for Hunter, because the people who are against decentralisation, quite obviously, are the Labor Party. They don't support it. They had an inquiry into decentralisation, and guess where they held it? In Canberra. In Canberra. And of course, then they had to find one town to go, so they went to Townsville. So Canberra, Townsville. That is their vision. Of course, the vision for Townsville isn't so good because the member for Herbert does not support it. Has not come out to support the Carmichael mine. We'll get the member for Maribyrnong to support it.
The Deputy Prime Minister, I was about to ask to resume his seat. I see he's already done so. The member for Hunter on a point of order.
To be relevant, Mr Speaker, he has to mention
the
Armidale.
member for Hunter needs to resume his seat. To save member for Hunter, the Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
Well, Mr Speaker, of course what we need— I don't know who is the Shadow Minister for Regional Development in the Labor Party. Who is it? They don't have one. They don't have one. There you go. And of course, maybe it could be Albo, but you'd never know. It could be Albo. I think hashtag let Albo speak.
The Deputy Prime Minister will resume his seat. Deputy Prime Minister will— you refer to members by their correct titles, and the Deputy Prime Minister can now resume his seat. The member for